So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, to seek the blessings of Radha Mata, Radha Shyam Sundar Krishna, Ram Bal Gopal, Gauritai, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembly devotees. So wanted to spend maybe 2 or 3 sessions looking at the abodes of the Lord. And this is very interesting because we try to visualize, if you like, the spiritual and the material worlds. Just try to understand the vastness of everything. So this is a very interesting Gokul chart or Golok chart, which has been compiled by the devotees. So the chart, the way, just to explain it, this is Devi Dham, the material world where we live. It arises through the breathing of Lord Mahavishnu. When he breathes out, millions of these universes come out of the pores of his body. You can see here the eggs manifesting. And each universe has a Lord Brahma. Lord Vishnu also expands himself as Garbhadaksha Vishnu into each universe. And there's millions of universes. So millions of Garbhadaksha, millions of Brahmas. And we are going to have a look, maybe not today, but we're going to have a look at the structure of our universe, how it's structured. And actually, the material world, it is described that it is in the northeast corner of the spiritual world. Here, this is where material world is. So this is roughly where Mahavishnu breathes in, breathes out, and millions of universes come out of the pores of his skin. So, and in this small area is contained the material, the whole material world. In this Golok chart, it is shown at the bottom here for convenience. But actually, this is where it is situated. And here, in this particular place, is the Lord Shiva, who is Vishnu Tattva, who is nothing to do with this material world. And we'll see that later when we look at Mahesh Dham. Here is Mahesh Dham. It's half of Mahesh Dham is in the material world. The other half is in the spiritual world. So again, we'll talk about that when we get to Mahesh Dham. Haridham is Vaikuntha, where Lord Narayan stays with Lakshmi Devi and his devotees. And then there's the Brahman, which is the effulgence of the Supreme Lord. Ayodhya is situated above Haridham, and above Ayodhya is Golok Dham, Krishna's own abode. This is a very rough overview of the spiritual and the material worlds. Just to give us a little idea. The size of the material world is regarded less than 1/4 of the whole creation. So 3/4 of the creation is the spiritual world. And in the spiritual world, the majority of the spiritual world is Golok Dham. It's huge, very, very big, even compared to Haridham, Vaikuntha. Okay. So we're going to first look at Golok Dham. Okay, we're going to have a look at where it's located, what the abode of Golok Dham looks like, or what it's made of, who lives there, what happens there, and what do they get there? How do they get there? How do you get there? How do we get there? Okay. So now this is a verse. Actually, we did this last Sunday. Karuna took us through this verse in the Brahma Samhita, 543. Golokanamni nijadamni tale chatasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Shuteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vihitaschayena Govindamadi Bulsham Tamaham Bhajami. So this is a little description of this chart here. Lowest of all is located Devi Dham. There you go, Devi Dham, the mundane world, material world. Next above it is Mahesh Dham, abode of Shiva. Above Mahesh Dham is placed Hari Dham, abode of Hari. So this is a Mahesh Dham, Hari Dham. And above all is located Krishna's own realm, named Golok Dham. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who has allotted their respective authorities to the rulers of those graded realms. Now, just taking a quick overview of what is explained in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, also in the Brahma Samhita, of the geological structure of the spiritual avatars. So we have Krishna at the top, who is known as Avatari. He is the source of all the avatars, cause of all causes. His first expansion is Balaram, from whom comes the first Chaturvyu. And from Shankarsan comes Narayan. And then we have the second Chaturvyu. And from the second Sankarshan, we have Mahavishnu. This Mahavishnu is called Karandaksha Vishnu, and he is here. This is Mahavishnu here. Then the second Vishnu is the one who expands into every universe. His name is Garbhadaksha Vishnu. There he is, Garbhadaksha Vishnu. And from Garbhadaksha Vishnu comes the Paramatma, who is situated in everybody's body as the super soul. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it explains, Shri Rupsi Sanatan Bhattarkunam Sarvopari Shri Gokula Vrajaloka Dham Shri Goloka Shweta Dvi Vrindavananam. Shri Gokul is the highest of all. It's also called Braja, Golok, Shwetadvip, and Vrindavan. That's just describing the highest. And then again in the Brahma Samhita it explains, Chintamani Prakana Satma Sukalpavraksha Lakshavatesha Shuravira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasa Satasambam Sevinanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Translation: I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems. Surrounded by millions of purple trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or gopis. So this is a little description what Golok looks like. There's loads of cows, loads of trees, Kalpavriksha trees, and loads of gopis. This is a very interesting picture, diagram, painting of a little glimpse into the spiritual world of Golok. Brahma Samhita, verse 2 of the 5th chapter. Sahasrapat Vatta Kamalam Golokakyam Mahatmadam Tatkanikaram Taddhama Tad Anantam Sha Sambhavam. The spiritual place of transcendental pastimes of Krishna is portrayed in the 2nd verse. So this is the 2nd verse of the 5th chapter. The super excellent station of Krishna, which is known as Gokul, has thousands of petals and a corolla like that of a lotus sprouted from a part of his infinite aspect. The roll of the leaves being the actual abode of Krishna. So he describes that the spiritual world is like a lotus with loads and lots of petals. And in the center, there's a roll, in the roll is where Radha Krishna resides. So you can see here, all these petals, they represent different devotees, different grades of devotees. So the first grade are the gopis, the 8 Ashtasakhis, 8 gopis, principal gopis. And then next to them, behind them, is the Manjaris, who are the servants to the gopis. And then we have the mood of Vatsalya, Yashoda Mai, Rohini, Nand Maharaj. And then we have the friends. The next set of petals are the friends of Krishna. Like that. So this is a representation of what the spiritual world in Golok looks like. Also, we have different gatekeepers. We might get a chance to look at those. And what happens in the role, in the center of the lotus, Radha and Krishna have their pastimes, wonderful pastimes. And they're served by the gopis and the manjaris. The manjaris are younger girls between the age of 8 and 9. And they serve Radha and Krishna very intimately. And you can see the gopis, the manjaris here in this painting. This painting is really a fantastic painting. There you go. You can see the manjaris. They're just witnessing the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, ready to serve them at any moment. So this is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 5:16. Daharo Pari Bhage Krishna Loka Khyati Dvaka Mathura Gokula Trividhatvae Sthiti. Translation: in the highest region of the spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishna Loka. It has 3 divisions: Dvaka, Mathura, and Gokul. There's 3 divisions within Golok Dham. There's Dwaka, there's Gokul, and Mathura. Gokul is the center. Mathura is on the outskirts, and then beyond Mathura is Dwaka. So, so there is also Jagannath Puri, which is this light blue line, and Navadvip. Navadvip is within the role, because now comes Krishna Chaitanya. So this is a little bit of an overview. We got the gatekeepers, the protectors here. And we look at one of them. This is Sri Vasudev, one of the protectors. And then also we have different weapons. This is the trident. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions all around spiritual world to prevent Mayavadis from entering. Trishul, 3 modes. There are 10 protectors of the 10 directions in the form of mantra, protection against illegal entry. And the 8 directions around Gokul are decorated with 8 jewels, which are the 8 mystic powers. And that is what keeps people away from those who are in Vaikuntha. They can't enter because they're attracted by these 8 mystical powers. So they can't enter into Golok. Golok is a very special place. So that's a rough idea of Golok Dham. Now we look at Ayodhya. Again, similar thing. Where it's located, what does the Dham look like, who lives there, what happens there, how do you get there? So Ayodhya is there. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, they expand from the first Satur view. And all 4 of them are Vishnu Tattva, but 3 of them serve Ram. This is quite extraordinary. So the first Chaturvyu, Vasudeva is Ram, Shankarasana is Lakshman, Padugna is Bharat, and Aniruddha is Shatrugna. They're all Vishnu Tattva. But these 3, even though they are Vishnu Tattva, they worship, they serve Ram. So there you go. This is Ayodhya. We looked at Golok, which is up there. Now here's Ayodhya, which is situated here. Who lives there? Hanuman. Hanuman and the monkey army, Vandra army. The devotees of Ram live there. How do you get there? Well, if one is a devotee of Ram, a solid devotee of Ram, one will reach Ayodhya. No doubt. Vaikuntha is the next. Its location is below Ayodhya. The reason it's below Ayodhya is that in Vaikuntha, there's only one relationship with Vishnu, servant. But in Ayodhya, there is a little bit more to the relationship with the Lord than just service. Little bit more. There he has parents, there he has friends. But in Golok, the relationship with the Lord really widens. All of the different rasas come into play. So we have Madhurya Ras. Vatsalya Ras is manifest fully, where Mother Yashoda chases with a stick after Krishna. You won't see that in Ayodhya. Yashoda Mai, so Kaushalya Mai would never run after Ram with a stick because Ram was so well behaved. But Krishna increases the level of love with his devotees by his various pastimes. So all the rasas are fully manifested in Golok. Vatsalya Ras, where Krishna is treated as a child by the parents.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Bol.
Yes, Sitaram.
Yeah, I think I have previously told you that I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan.
Yes.
Goloka Vrindavan, yes. Because I do not want to go as a Haridham, Vaikuntha, all these things. But it depends upon myself. I should follow my duty with great sincerity to Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna to everyone.
That is a very good aspiration. This is our aim.
Yeah.
By the mercy of Guru and Govinda. Yeah. It is very true.
And Guru Maharaj told me, Sitaram, you should go to Goloka Vrindavan. Here, all these places are not nonsense.
Well,
okay, Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Thank you. I mean, Haridham is not nonsense. No, it's Ayodhya. But this material world is crazy. Absolutely right.
Yes, Prabhu.
Absolutely right.
So many problems, it's material world, Prabhu.
Oh.
So many.
Yeah, what to do. Thank you, Nizaram. So this is what Vaikuntha, a glimpse into Vaikuntha. What Vaikuntha looks like. What Vaikuntha looks like. Lord Narayan and Lakshmi are seated on a throne. They're worshipped by the devotees. And the devotees, they even look like Narayan. These are devotees, but they look like Narayan. They have the same bodily feature, but they're servants of Narayan. And this is again, the lotus comes into play here. The same lotus, not the same lotus, but a similar lotus to that of Golok Vrindavan. Not the same, because in Golok Vrindavan, it's Chintamani, it's a different type of different type of touchstone, spiritual touchstones. Here it's also spiritual touchstone. But so much variety between them. So, in the middle, in the roll of the lotus is Lakshmi Narayan. And they're served by different devotees. These are the different devotees: Viksena, Vishwaksena, Gadud, Bhudevi, Leela, Jnana, Dharma, Ananta, Aishwarya, Vairagya. And the fetus are different powerful servants of the Supreme Lord. And we see also, as we go out, we'll see different grades of incarnations and the consorts of those incarnations. So we don't have time to go through all of those, but there are so many different Vishnu tattvas, Vishnu incarnations, Vishnu avatars. The 10 avatars are also included in this group of avatars. So many avatars. And here we want to look at, this is the northeast corner. If you remember, the northeast corner. So in the northeast corner, who is there? Let's have a look. Isan. Now that is Vishnu Tattva. That is actually Lord Shiva. That is Lord Shiva. He's Vishnu Tattva. He's also known as Shambhu. Now, half of his planet, and each of these Vishnu Tattva have their own planets with their own devotees, millions and billions of devotees who worship them, serve them. Same with Ishan. He has his own planet with millions of devotees. But half of this planet is in the material world, and the other half is in the spiritual world. This is Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva, situated in the northeast corner of Vaikuntha. Ishan is Lord Shiva, Vishnu Tattva. So that is a description of Vaikuntha. Brahmajyoti. Brahmajyoti is not a very good place to go. What is the Brahmajyoti? It's the effulgence of the Lord. Just like the sun has the sunshine, so Krishna has his effulgence, which radiates throughout the spiritual world. And in that effulgence, those who want to merge with God, become God, they will enter the effulgence. They will enter the Brahman. Okay, here we go. Again, this is a little bit better view of Shivlok. Sada Shivlok, that's in the spiritual world. Mahakal Dham, which is Kailash, which is Lord Shiva's abode in this world, is half in the material world. This is really fascinating. Really fascinating. And here's the Brahmajyoti, the effulgence. So, now the Brahmajyoti is no activity takes place. If a soul wants to become God, he may merge with the Brahmajyoti. But in the Brahmajyoti, there's no activity. There's stillness. But the Atma's nature is activity. It wants to do something. So in the Brahmajyoti, essentially it gets bored. There's no activity, but the soul is active. So he may not be able to sustain himself in the Brahmajyoti. And then they will come back again into this material world. Or if they're really fortunate by the great mercy of a devotee, they may just go to the spiritual world, but it's not guaranteed. We also see there's a border between the spiritual and material world, this river Viraja. It disconnects the spiritual and material worlds. And here we can also see a little bit more when Mahavishnu breathes out, these eggs, these universal eggs come out of his body. And Shiva, who is originally Vishnu, when Mahavishnu glances over this material world, that glance is the glance of Shambhu. So this Vishnu becomes in contact with this material world, and he is known as Shiva, becomes known as Shiva. Ishan becomes known as Shiva, because now he's in touch with this world. So he transforms from Vishnu to Shiva because of the glance of Mahavishnu. This is the difference between Shiva and Vishnu. Shiva is in direct touch with this world. Vishnu has nothing to do with this world. Maheshna, let's have a look at Maheshna. We sort of talked it through anyway already. In fact, yeah, we've talked it through. So Ramadevi is the wife, the consort of Vishnu. And from her expands Durga Mata, who keeps everybody in this world. Her function is, she's the gatekeeper. So no one is allowed of this world without the blessings of Durga Mata. So very important to seek the blessings of Durga Mata to get out of this world. She's the gatekeeper after all. And that's why these two are connected very closely. Shambhu, Shiva, and Durga. They are eternal consorts of each other because they have this connection with this material world and they have an affection between themselves. And through their pastimes in this material world, we learn so much. Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. Durga Mata is also a very dear devotee of the Lord. She's got a very important function. So we can stop there, and tomorrow we will look at material.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
yes.
Who Durga Mata in the spiritual world? Who is she?
Lakshmi, Ramadevi.
Sorry?
Ramadevi, the eternal consort of Vishnu. Ramadevi. So her expansion is Durga Mata.
Ramadevi. So when you say Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, that's an expansion, yeah?
Vishnu Tattva means Vishnu. Yeah, avatar of Vishnu.
Okay, like an expansion or?
Yeah. Expansion.
Okay.
Expansion, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. I hope this was helpful.
Yes, it's helpful. I understand it better this time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So tomorrow we'll go through the material world. There's a lot there.
It's the position of the material world. That's what confused me, because I know last time you said it's northeast, isn't it?
Northeast of Vaikuntha. That's right. That's right. And do you get that? Do you get that now? Why it's there? Because Shiva is there, that side. And Ishan, who is the connection between the spiritual and material world, is there. So this is why the material world is based in the northeast corner of Vaikuntha.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Okay. because Ishan is here on the northeast corner, and he is Lord Shiva, Vishnu Tattva, but, or Sadashiva, you may call him as well, because his function is to connect with the spiritual world, with the material world, sorry. That's why the material world is located in his corner. And his corner is the northeast corner of Vaikuntha.
So that's a Shambhu, yeah?
That's
Or
Shambhu.
Shambhu, thank you. Yes.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
And half of this planet is in the spiritual world, and the other half is in our world, which is really, really hard to understand. But that's what the scriptures say. So all of this is actually here, and it's very tiny. This looks big, but it's very tiny because the spiritual world is huge. Is that okay, Shyam Malini?
Yes, Prabhu. So if you know the way I look at it, if we have to travel from the material world, so that means we have to go west to go to the Karana Ocean. I mean, just to get an idea of the direction.
You could say that. Yeah, you could say that. But it's not an absolute given, because we'll see the material world, it has layers, and each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous layer. So it's very, very hard to penetrate through this material world. So although it's situated here, I agree, situated here, and we need to try to go this direction, but it's not necessarily traveling through the, it's not necessarily traveling west. It's traveling through the mercy of the Guru, of Gauranga and Govinda, to get through these layers here. And that travel is subtle. You know, it's not a travel which you do with your physical body. It's a subtle transportation.
I understand that, Prabhu. But just to get an idea, like where the material world is situated.
Then it's correct. Yeah, what you said is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's very, very, very far. We cannot imagine. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
No, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Parveen, anything you'd like to ask? You're muted, huh?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it's very nice. The way you explain is very good, but it's still on the chart. But are you saying the Vaikuntha and the Ayodhya and Devi Dham are these are they like 5,000 years ago, or are they still here?
Oh, no. These are eternal kingdoms. So,
and like the other Mataji asked that you want to go and visit there, then is like you travel?
No, you can't. See, we are stuck in this place.
Yes.
In the material world. We cannot go anywhere.
Oh, I see.
Unless we become very pure devotees of God. And then if we are devotees of Vishnu and pure devotees, then we'll end up in Vaikuntha. If we devotees of Ram, we'll end up in Ayodhya. And if we devotees of Krishna, we'll go to Golok Dham. It just depends which devotee you are.
Yeah, and is this after you pass away?
Yes, after you pass away, after you leave this body. And these are eternal situations. Once you come out of this world, material world, and go into the spiritual world, you don't come back to the material world. You stay in the spiritual world. That's where we belong.
All right.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's very nice.
Yeah. And we will get a body suitable to what service we are meant to do in the spiritual world.
Spiritual world, yeah. And that is at present, isn't it?
Yes, this is always, this is eternal. All of this is eternal. This is temporary. This will get destroyed.
Right. Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, you are. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy. Easy. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so we can stop there. Golok Dham ki jai, Ayodhya Dham ki jai, Vaikuntha Dham ki jai. Hare Krishna.